Today's Everything Music. I'm going to do something a little different. We're going to talk about 5 things every beginner guitarist needs to learn. Now, I don't usually do...
This stuff goes down so much easier on a near empty stomach. Ooh.
videos like this. The reason I'm doing this today is because my kids can't take lessons now because we're stuck at home. So I decided I'm going to teach my 2 daughters how to play the guitar. Now, I've taught a lot of beginner guitar lessons before. Teach some things right from the beginning that they're going to eventually
build their mountains.
know. And it's better if you teach beginner guitarists this right off the bat. Now, I've taught guitar lessons before. I taught guitar here in Atlanta from 1994 to 1999.
I like this view.
Students a week,
No, it's just like the
and
street
many of them were
and parking lot.
guitarists. I am very well.
Very nice that tie up.
Okay, the
But
first
it still
one
seems
I
like it's
wanna talk
level,
about
like you can almost jump out the window and just kind of land.
strumming pattern.
Right.
This is
Right.
really the basis of all rhythm guitar.
There's
snow
on the
and it
ground.
will help your rhythm.
Right.
Just
It's
in
like running.
general.
Just
You could learn a symbol.
start the day
We're
jumping
gonna do
out
it with
the
an
window.
E minor chord here in open position.
It looks like it levels
So we're
out,
talking about
doesn't
today
it?
are
Like,
gonna involve open position.
across the street, it seems like it's
Okay, so
almost
I'm
the same
gonna use an E
level.
minor chord right here. Now, the strumming pattern is this: down, down, up, down, 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 up.
Is it you need to
up, down.
practice?
What this does, it gets your hand moving in an up-down pattern, and
Practice
you
the
play
strumming.
downstrokes on downbeats and upstrokes on upbeats, and it's going to be the basis for alternate picking for all the scales that you're going to learn later on, and it's going to improve your rhythm. But it's not an
To
easy
the drama
pattern for
queen,
beginners
the
to
drama
get. So your
queen, the
hand
drama
This
has
guy's
to
the best
never stop moving.
teacher you can get for
Down,
free.
down, up, down, down, up. You notice my hand never stops moving like this. Down, down, up, down. Number two, when you're learning your basic chords, learn your G chord with the third finger on the B string. I'll tell you why. You'll see in a lot of books that the G major chord is taught like this. With the open B string, the pinky on the high E string. I don't like
No,
that.
I use
One
four
of the
fingers
reasons
when I hit the
is
G.
that if you go from C to G, it's actually pretty easy to play that chord voicing. The problem is that when you go from G to D, you have to completely lift your hand up, all the fingers, and replace them on the D chord, which typically beginners find very difficult. The third finger, if you play it, that note D there in the G chord, and you go to a D chord, you use that as your anchor point to play D. So watch my hand. G, D, G, D, G, D. And that's a good thing to practice right there, to learn how to change chords without lifting fingers that are common between the chords. G, D, C add 9, G. That chord progression is in a million songs. And C add 9 is really a substitute chord for C major. Now, if you want to learn every song on the radio, if you add an E minor chord, but keep these two fingers here and put your two fingers where they would go on an E minor chord, you can pretty much play any song on the radio. Those four chords, 4, 1, 6, 5, you can pretty much put them in any order and you get any song that you've heard over the last 15 years in pop or country. If you put a capo on, you can really play with any song on the radio because it changes the key. Same shapes. And I'm doing my same strumming pattern. Down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down,
All it is different. Is that the same
Number
dude?
3
Yeah.
is muting the
He
low
looks different with the
string.
beard, eh?
Many chords, like D, see my thumb here? My thumb is going over the top.
isolation,
A lot of
beard
guitar
growth.
methods will tell you to have
Right,
your
and
thumb
he has,
behind
like,
the neck.
his
This
hair
is
is
the
all,
proper
like,
position for
messy,
muting the
like,
low E string.
Bedhead.
Thumb around the neck,
Like right here.
block that. So I'm muting that string. If I don't mute that, and I have my thumb back here, and I hit that low E string by accident, the chord sounds really bad because it's not even the right chord. That note D is not in that D chord. Correct or incorrect? You may as well learn your D major chord right off the bat, muting the low E string. Same with A major. Even though A major does have that note in it, the low E, it sounds bad.
This is like pretty much the basics. Not the best way.
So right there, those three things
Yeah, if it were on, do that shit forever,
incredibly
though.
important, and you should learn right from the start. When I
Put
teach
all
my
around
girls
the
how to play
guitar.
guitar today, the first thing I'm going to do after I teach them E minor and the strumming pattern, probably I'll teach them tomorrow how to mute that low string. You need a smaller guitar to do that. for a child. But my daughter Lennon can do it on this guitar, definitely.
My daughter,
So
he named
that's
his
number
daughter
3.
Lennon.
Number 4 is changing
Is that what he said?
chords.
Yeah, he said my daughter
seamlessly.
Lennon.
So this is a trick that
It's kind
I
of
would
cool.
always show my beginner guitar
Cool, bro.
students. It's playing your
Yeah.
last upstroke with no hands on the
Which is
string.
Lennon's
Okay, so
slash.
let's say I'm going from C, G.
Like,
Does he mean Lennon
Okay,
or
so
Lennon?
each of these
Lennon.
chords.
His name. My daughter Lennon.
Now the D has that one note that is common between them. From C to G, even if you play C, G like that, but I like, because it sounds better. So I'm going to play
Gosh.
that last upstroke in the pattern. You lift your hand up, you play the open strings, and that gives you enough time, once you practice it for a few days, to change chords, right? So I'm going down, down, up, down, change. That little thing there, you don't even notice it, right, that I'm playing all the strings open. Did it again. Up, down, up, change, right? Change. Change. That will improve your guitar playing and enable you to play songs in rhythm and change chords quicker. And I would simply just, I practice that 100 times until you get it. Number 5 is a simple flat picking exercise that I would always teach my beginning guitar students. The reason I teach this is, once again, to practice alternate picking. So this will eventually come into play when you're playing scales, any type of lead guitar playing. You're going to have to know how to skip strings and isolate the particular single strings with your pick without hitting the wrong one. So I usually will start with a D chord and I will play this pattern. D string, B string, G string, D string. So that's the pattern. So I'm going down, up, down, up. That's the pattern. If I go to a C add 9 chord, I use the same pattern, but I just start with the 5th string on this note C. You notice what I did there when I changed from D to C add 9. I added that note to give me time. It's the same thing as I did using the open strings. I added that note to make the transition sound smooth. Now I go to the G chord, I'm doing the same pattern, except I'm playing the low G and I'm going way down.
I'm still learning things from this video.
And what that does is it gives you a feel for where the strings are. This particular flat picking exercise will help you play and isolate strings properly. That's all for now. Please subscribe here to my Everything Music YouTube channel. If you're a first-time viewer, don't forget to ring the bell. If you're interested in the Beato book, go to my website at www.rickbeato.com. You can find it there. Follow me on Instagram at rickbeato1. Check out the new Beato ear training course that I have.
Yeah,
How the heck?
Watch the introduction video. That's
I
how
thought
you get
Instagram was just like a,
ears and you can figure out song by ear.
like
If you want to
picture
support the
app,
channel
like for
even more,
pictures.
think about becoming a member of the Beato Club. Thanks.
Oh, never mind. I was
for
thinking
watching.
It
Snapchat.
is. It is.
It is?
I think there's videos you can do there too. I do a King of the Hill video. Where you like 4 guys shoot like King of the Hill dudes. No defense. Good malts, and they'll just stand up there in the alley. But yeah. For like 15 minutes or whatever.
Hear that one guy, the one who's like, and he's like, it reminds me of like people I know when I'm drinking too much. Like, it's like, okay. Only you can, only you know what you're saying.
I think he's just like really southern. He's like all southern dialect.
Like southern to
All in the
max.
one where it's just.
Try to develop these different lanes to work with different types of music. I was interested in trying to explore.
What?
So what is a rock anthem? I started thinking about this a few
Now
weeks
he's all
ago.
shaved.
What are the 20 greatest
I didn't realize he
rock
was
anthems of all time?
wasn't
So I
shaved
started
up.
thinking, well,
Look
what
how
is it
different he looks.
that makes a rock anthem?
Sarah's even
Is
thinner.
Stairway to Heaven a rock anthem? I thought, well, Stairway to Heaven is not really a rock anthem because there is no chorus that you sing along with. It's anthemic, but it's not a rock anthem, I would argue. So what kind of songs are rock anthems? Well, the first thing that pops to mind are
We Will Rock You.
songs, these metal songs that have these choruses that the entire
I
audience
didn't even
sings
get tired to the solo.
So that's one thing that I would say. But there are some 70s songs that are also rock anthems and some 90s songs that are rock anthems. So
Nice
today we're going to count
quarantine.
down the top
Yeah,
20
nice job
rock
quarantining your
anthems
kids for
of
that
all
COVID.
time.
Yeah.
Before we get started,
The
I want to
COVID
introduce the
kids,
people
that's
that are
what
going
they're
to be in
called.
the
Instead of
video.
the COVID
Two
kids,
of
they're the
which you've
COVID
seen
Hop
on
on their
videos all the time.
motorcycles,
Dave
fucking.
Alvarado. And singing in today's video
COVID
is
time.
my good friend Jason Tillery. Jason has been on the channel before.
That'll get
In fact,
rid of all
the
the
last
shit.
time he was on, it was the day Chris Brown died, and we did this live.
Shit,
video.
nigga. Shit, nigga, bad. Who's that?
And I'd like to note that we tracked all the songs live, the four of us playing together, and then we
Show
did some
off.
extra overdubs after to fill in the songs, the background.
Now,
vocals,
sure, just hang out
things
there.
like that. Coming in
Me
number
too.
20 is actually a cover song that was released in 1981. The song was originally by.
He's got a nicer
Paris.
studio
Here
than
it is.
most record stores I've seen. Yep. Space. And that was done.
Funny.
Was originally
Look at
released
his
in
head, just a-
1982,
does it
and it's
look
a
like-
perfect
It's
example.
got tons of
of a
Marshall
rock
stacks.
ballad.
It doesn't have anything but Marshall stacks.
Does it look like the background is fake?
Looks like the foreground's fake.
Yeah. It is all fake, dude. Look at it. I mean,
Because he's got such a nice quality camera. Things just shouldn't look that good. He's got an orange stack too.
it looks like he has nice quality everything. Okay.
$10,000 guitars and
Song number 18 was
$2,000
originally released
guitars
in 1974.
$50,000
About 10 of those
freaking
Southern rock
piano.
anthem.
expensive guitars, about 100 of those cheap ones.
His friends, priceless. I want to hear all.
Coming in at number 17, this song, like number 20, is also a cover and was released in 1983 by this American rock band. Here it is.
Ever notice how like they spell cum C-U-M in this title? Is that supposed to be like? Is that supposed to mean cum? Or are
It's
they
supposed
just,
to
or are
mean,
they just
like-
doing it like Motley Crue did with
It just
those?
means they're perverts.
Spelling.
This band's
They're just
debut record
pervs.
released in 1991.
Come on, feel the nozzle.
It is what I would call a different kind of anthem that ushered in a new era. Check it out.
This song? I thought Even Flow was bigger than this one. This is just like a morning fucking rock station jam.
This is like elevator music for the rock. Anybody. Ugh.
The guy's pretty good at fucking. Way better singing though. Other than
Song
that.
number 15 was released on this band's 1975
This guy's
record
everywhere.
entitled Dress to Kill, but you probably know it from their live record. Check it out.
Yeah, that's their most. They cut to the drummer.
You like how he's going.
Song number 14 is off one of my favorite records of all time.
He looked like the drummer.
It's like a dog humping on
Here
the
on my channel. And this particular song is over 13 minutes in length. It has about 5 different guitar solos in it, including one of the most famous uses of a talk box ever. Check it out.
Ugh. I don't care for this shit. Do you?
I never gave a shit about Peter Frampton.
Me neither.
I thought it was gonna be something different.
I'm like, maybe if you have a hard time sleeping, maybe turn it on or something.
I would like to hear like a good band that like cover their shit, but I really don't like Peter Frampton.
I don't record
all the time. This is really one of my favorite songs. John Mayer is an incredible voice.
I hate this song.
Dude, how big his guitar is. Holy fuck.
He's in the foreground.
Is that just because
That's right.
the camera?
Foreground. Look how big his hand is compared to Bradley's. In the foreground. It's just the surrealness of his camera quality. I'm free.
Double down.
Oh, hey.
Oh, shit.
Really wants to see your constant.
Look at
Right? He's like,
it's him.
right?
Band's 1973 release.
That's
It was their
fucking funny.
first huge single and is still played on the
I feel like this dude's been a friend of mine for years somehow.
Here it is.
I go hang out at his house on weekends. His kids are away. And he drank like Imperial Stout or IPA maybe. You shouldn't talk about fucking songs and albums and shit.
He gave me
Jam out.
his phone number and address. And gave me and said, "Yeah, I got you." He's gonna be your new friend.
Okay, now we're into the top 10.
Turns out he just looked it up online.
You might be surprised that I have on this list.
He's like, I don't actually
My
know.
favorite song is and every time I hear it, I get the same feeling. It's just an incredibly great song.
Who is this? Oh, that's not. Look at he's got one of those fucking standing
What?
upright bases. Those are expensive as cock.
Dude, it looks like it's oversized. Holy shit. How much do you think that sucker was?
2,000.
10-foot fucking cello.
3,000. It's not 10 foot.
It looks like it is.
It's not that big.
He looks funny.
It's like this
playing it.
big.
Damn. I'm gonna look
Song
them
number
up.
9 is a
I'm buying a
Don't
cello.
smile.
80s rock anthem. It was released in 1987
You
and
used to
from
play
the
what?
record
No.
Hysteria.
Check that one.
Oh, for
Fucking
Christ's
hate this
sake.
shit.
And we're like, pour some poison on me.
Song number 8 is by one of my favorite bands. It's produced by two of my favorite producers, Daniel Lanois and Brian Eno, and is this
25
band's-
minutes.
one of their biggest songs, but they have so many, it's hard to even say.
I'm trying to
This
do
is
all these shorts.
Definitely a rock anthem.
finished.
Song number 7 was released in 1984. In fact,
Yep.
it's actually the name of the album that it's
Fucking
from.
failure.
It's funny because when we were learning how to play it,
I think.
even though the riff seems simple, none of it.
The only thing easy with that big number,
Check it out.
that's almost one number off of what you could have got. It's like 5,000.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. Or like, have you ever played with password?